Hi, all of you. It's me again. This is what I'm going to be doing from now on. I've decided that making elaborate, long video documentaries and none of you motherfuckers bother to watch. It's a waste of time. So, I will just, from now on, be doing a little ramble every now and again about things that I've witnessed over the last while. I'm going to pretty much do this on a Monday. I'm going to call it my Manic Monday marijuana thoughts. You'll be surprised. I'd educate a couple of you, and it might make some of you who also see what I see realize that it's not you who is crazy. It's the world. The world is fucking crazy. It's gone insane. 2020 was the end. We crossed the line. We crossed the line in 2020. There's no return. There's no point of return, I'm afraid. Just for those out there who also see what I see, to know that you find that you are right, that you're not crazy. What did they put in those cocktails that you all lined up like fucking idiots to go and take? What did they put in those things? Some kind of a mind-altering substance, I think. Because I'm witnessing some social patterns developing that are quite thought-provoking. People can't think anymore. They cannot accept truth anymore. Every time the truth gets told, have you noticed this thing? It gets called a conspiracy theory. Have you noticed this thing? And the reason I'm sitting this way is because I've got to look at my screen. And I can't have the camera in front of me because it's got an awful green and red light that glare into my bloody eyes while I'm trying to read what I'm trying to say, and I'm not reading anything at the moment, I'm just talking to you, but I will be reading a few things to you. Have you noticed those two words are popping up more and more and more and more? Conspiracy theory. Oh, it's a conspiracy theory. Have you noticed that? Even on the news. Even on the news. Those two words that the CIA created in 1963, I think it was. Why do you think the CIA created those two words? Hey, if this is too much for you, fuck off. Okay, I'm going to explain a few things to you today. You know why they created those two words, conspiracy theory? To kill the truth. Yep. Yes, genius. And every time you use those words, you just make yourself look like a fucking idiot. And I'm going to swear in these sessions, and if that pisses you off, you can fuck off as well. So, what are we going to talk about? I've written this shit down. Look at this. See this? You see all of this? You see all of this? These are the thoughts that I write down. So I'm going to put them down in front of me and I'm going to go through them. But I don't want to depart from the conspiracy theory issue right now. It is absolutely terrifying. I'm witnessing what George Orwell wrote about in 1948, with the newspeak, the truth police, the thought police, where you'll lose friends for speaking the truth. It's happening. Happening right now. And I'll tell you something, it's going to get a lot worse. And you're all 90% of you, I'm not talking about the guys who maybe 10% if I'm lucky of you out there will know what I'm talking about and actually get it. But I'm talking to the 90% of you out there that are so dumbed down that it's actually fucking frightening and it's actually sickening. So you don't want to be my friend anymore. Go away, you never were my friend to start with. Because if you cannot take the truth, that's the only thing about this green stuff is it needs lots of butane. So, conspiracy theory. FBI in America has devoted, let me see how many years, 6 years, the last 6 years in America, and the CIA, they are basically one and the same thing, have devoted their time in America to doing one thing and one thing only. Can you guess what it is? What person in America is the only person that's politically correct and tolerable today to accuse of every single thing you can think of? Who is that one person in America? And I'll explain to you why, because I've been following quite a few cases in America in the recent times. And I will tell you something. That America has been dumbed down to the point where there's no America left. America is dead. It won't be a country in 22. It will obviously still be on the map, but it won't be a country. It'll be a fucking circus. There will be nothing left of America. America is gone. We're witnessing the fall of Babylon. The New Jerusalem, gone. As predicted in an old book. Yeah, you know which old book. You know. You all laugh. You all fucking think you're so clever. But the joke is on you. Yeah, you. Better wake up, buddy. Better wake up very fast. These things are coming down at a rapid rate. I'm sorry for the way my cave looks at the moment. Not that I really give much of a fuck about it. I'm moving soon anyway. To the west coast, as I said before. Beautiful house, right on the beach. 300-meter walkway to the beach. Taken much longer than I thought it would. I thought I'd be there now already, but unfortunately all the red tape bureaucracy, fucking rubbish that you've got to put up with is still going on. But I missed a tornado that hit the place about 13 days ago. Yeah, tornado hit Veldrift and caused quite a bit of damage. It was quite sensational. There's a video on it on SA Weather on YouTube. There's a site called SA Weather. I would suggest you go and have a look at that and see quite spectacular to see a tornado form, and particularly in a place that one has never formed before. But it's global warming. Oh, that proves global warming. Oh, God, oh. They must lock us up to protect us from global warming. A lot of fucking shit. Anyway, I'm on a ramble here. Hello, buddy. That's my bulldog friend. He pops in to visit. Where's he now? He normally comes and sits next to me. Okay. Baka. Yeah, he doesn't want to come sit here. All right. So, getting back to what I was talking about. Who is that one person? The only person in the United States that you're allowed to make any kind of accusation about. Any one person. Only one. Who? Hunter Biden. Huh? No, that's a conspiracy theory. His computer with himself fucking crack wars is all a conspiracy theory. Snorting crack. His computer that shows his dealings in Ukraine with his papa, who he calls Pedo Pete in his cell phone. Pedo Pete, you work out why he calls his father Pedo Pete. And that's all conspiracy theory, folks. So that one person in the United States that you can accuse of anything, and the FBI has spent the last 7 years doing, and failed every single time. That one person is Donald Trump. That's the only person in America that you are allowed to accuse of anything or run down. That's approved. That you can do to your heart's content. Now do you see how powerful those two words are? Conspiracy theory. And I've got news for you. They caught you hook, line and sinker. You can't think fucking straight anymore. Very few of you can. Very few of you have got any arsehole of a clue about what's going on in the world. And maybe it's better you don't know, but I can tell you right now, you actually need to know this, because this depends on you. It's only your soul at stake. Who cares about that? We've got too much fun to have before we die, haven't we? Yeah. Smart thinking. Very smart thinking. So Donald Trump's the only person in the United States of America that can be accused of anything. Forget it. Joe Biden can be caught with a 12-year-old girl in his basement, and it can be filmed and videoed. It will be written off as a conspiracy theory. Pedo Pete Biden. That's the leader of the fucking world today. I'm not even going to talk about this cabbage patch South Africa. It's just so stupid that I'm not even going to talk about it. Nothing in South Africa is real. Nothing at all. All fake. Everything is fake. And there is no political solution. And there is no hope for this country. None, zero, fuck all. Face it. You are going to have to look after yourself. I spent a lot of time trying to warn people. I went on podcasts. I did a lot of work. Thousands of fucking hours of work. And everybody just went away after they lifted the lockdown restrictions and they resumed their little fucking moronic lives. Unfucking-leavable. Shame the Springboks lost on Saturday to New Zealand. No, not to New Zealand. Who was it? It was to Australia. Oh, they lost in New Zealand the week before. Oh, shame. The ref cheated us out of our win. That's why I can't talk to South Africans anymore. Except the good ones that may be listening. A few, maybe about fucking 12 of you in the whole country. I don't know. South Africa's gone. I don't care. Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you through some of the things. I haven't organized anything. I just decided I'm going to do this. So I wrote down a whole pile of crap as I went through. I've dealt with the Donald Trump thing. Let's see what else we've got. Just getting back to conspiracy theory, I wrote this down. Listen to this. It was in a debate with somebody on one of my one of the YouTube sites. So I said to the people that you do not realize what has happened. And something has happened. Something has happened very recently, only in the last 2 years, that this has happened. And that's why I say, what did they put in those fucking cocktails? The world has been dumbed down into a complicit, unaware bunch of morons. I'm talking about the majority here. The vexed. The 90% smart people who don't even fucking know what they got injected into them. Those smart people. Come tell me to take a vaccination, fuckface. Come. See what happens. You need a vaccination. So, and I commented, the human race is fucked. This is not going to stop spreading. Not only this is an argument that happened in the United States. The United States is finished, I told them that. But I said not only in the United States, but in all societies around the world. I mean, look at Australia, look at New Zealand, look at the UK, look at Canada. That's all over the world. Everywhere. The only exclusion. Guess what the only exclusion is? Come, think. Who won the 2 world wars? America. Yeah. No, you know who won the 2 world wars? Wasn't the UK either. You know who won them? Russia. Yes, that's the real history. Russia won those 2 world wars. And that's why I think Russia, the only country that stands for Christianity today, and Putin has gone on record as saying that he will defend Christianity wherever it is under threat. And the only world leader who said he will not stand for one world government and a unipolar system. The only place that this is not going to happen is Russia. Only place. Because they didn't climb on board this globalist, COVID, filthy, dirty, genocidal, what do they call it? What's that? Genetics. What's it? Yes, eugenics. This was a eugenics program. They've injected you with something that affects your mind. So you may as well switch off now, because I don't think you can, even if you listen to this, be able to understand it. No, you can just fuck off right now. The 2 PSYOP trump cards created in the 1960s by the CIA, and I know it won't be monetized by YouTube because I'm saying these things will probably get taken down. I'll probably even get banned from YouTube, which I couldn't give a continental fuck about anyway. So I'm going to say what I like from now on. So I'm going to say this. And it is a conspiracy theory. It's just, I'm a satirist there, wink, wink. I'm a satirist. So it's just conspiracy theory, The 2 PSYOP trump cards created in the 60s were the Cold War. Yes, the Cold War. Russia was the world's big, great enemy from 1960 on. And conspiracy theory. The Cold War and conspiracy theory. That's the 2 things that the CIA worked on in the 1960s. The only 2 things they worked on. They don't go after the drug cartels. They're part of the drug cartels. They don't go after the mafia because they're part of the mafia. They don't go after the crooked politicians because they are the crooked politicians' hacks. What do you want to call them? And it's been a very largely successful, hugely successful experiment, as you can see today. What are the 2 things that most people talk about today? Russia and conspiracy theories. Do you see how cleverly this thing's been worked out? That's 60 years ago they started with this shit. And 60 years later, here you are, the result of this MK Ultra mind operation. You are part of it. If you've had a vaccination, And I think there were placebos amongst them. As some of you may have been lucky just to be, given a solution of saline or whatever instead of the real fucking deal. So what I was saying, how did I get into this? Because the mounds of evidence proving that fraud had occurred in the counting process. I'm talking about the 2020 election in the United States. That's where it started. Joe Biden got 80 million votes. He'll get 105 million in 2024 or 150 million. How many of it takes? Even if he only gets one vote in that election and Trump gets 150 million, he will win. Believe me, Biden will win. Everything except the official narrative, people. Let me remind you now. And the official narrative, if you don't know what I'm talking about, is the news in every form. From a politician's mouth, a newspaper, a television set, a radio. Anyone on a fucking radio and on TV. That's the official narrative. It's a controlled narrative. And it is the opposite of the truth. Okay? You don't like that, I know. But that's what it is. So, everything except the official narrative is a conspiracy theory. Dangerous times, folks. We are in deep, deep, deep trouble as a human race. It's the end of the game. So, that was that. Oh, yes. And if you're questioning me, and my right to educational qualifications or endorsement or whatever it is, you've got to be a scientist or a professor to be taken seriously, to be commenting on societal patterns. I am basically a risk analyst. I've been one all my life. I've helped people with businesses opening, warned them about the potential threats they face, which they often ignored to their detriment. So I don't have testimonials to show you. I don't have a degree to show you. But take it from me. Something that came to me naturally. I do observe people. Always have. I observe them, and it's not a gift that I enjoy. Because I don't do it voluntarily. I take people in. I take everything around them in. I take the whole situation in. And it's not pleasant to be that observant most of the time. It's not pleasant at all. I actually wish I didn't have those powers of observation. I wish I could be a moron that could get excited about Formula One car racing every Saturday with a fucking Springboks. I wish I was a moron like that. So, I can't, as I said, show you my testimonials. And neither can I show you my other testes. Yeah. I wasn't looking down at them, by the way. I do have pants on. I'm looking down at my scribbled notes here. So testimonials I don't have. Testicles I do have. And I can't show you either. But maybe one day I'll just say, fuck it, and I'll show you one of them. It's the only one I actually have. Well, there's two of them. Alright, let's see how this goes here. Wait, let me just change the screen. There's a horrible white document in front of me. Buggers my eyes up. That's better. Alright, let me look down here. Sorry for that. I'm not even bothering to put on computer. That's normally what I do. I'm now just going to write those scribblings. I'm going to read them in the order I fucking feel like reading them. I'm going to jump back forward. I couldn't care. You don't appreciate the thousands of hours it takes to make a proper video, so now you're just going to listen to me. I'll drop some pictures and some stuff in and some clips in also. That won't take long. So let me see. Oh yeah, alright, yeah. This is some introspection. I've always been different. I never went with any trends. Yeah, okay, I got a yo-yo. I admit it, I got a yo-yo. I was about 7 then. Jesus, give me a some slack. But those who were around in the yo-yo days will remember that you had to have a Coca-Cola red and white. That was the yo-yo. Yeah. So what one did I get? I got a Fanta. Yeah, and I got ridiculed for it. I got ridiculed because I bought a Fanta. You know what? I loved it. I loved to be the only guy in those fucking bunch of idiots. The only one who had a Fanta. The girls used to buy Fanta, the boys used to buy Coke. And none of them had the balls to come and accuse me of being a morphine because they knew what had happened. I broke the school shot put record. Okay. Alright. Then the dingbats came along. Remember them? That thing with the elastic band and the ball attached to it, and also sponsored by the soft drink companies. There again, the Coca-Cola dingbat was the dingbat. And I bought a Sprite this time. Because no one bought the Sprite one at all. Girls were buying the Fanta one. And every other arsehole bought. Every arsehole with a pair of testimonials bought the Coca-Cola one. So I bought a Sprite. And again, they could see what's this guy? What's his case? Yeah, so those were my years, a little bit late in my teens. Star Wars came out. And we went to the 3 Arts Theatre. I spent 6 minutes in that theatre. 6 minutes. Those are only 6 minutes I'll never get back. What a fucking load of shit. Top Gun. Same thing. 6 minutes. Went to the theatre. I couldn't. I nearly threw up and walked out. And now, Top Gun's top of the pops again. Whew. Human race is in a fucking seriously bad state. Wow, it's really shocking. So I've always been different. I'm going to talk about my favourite movies now. I don't hate all movies. In fact, I'm obsessed by some, and I've seen some, the ones I love, I've seen them probably 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. Like a good song, I'll listen to a good song hundreds, thousands of times. Well, I can't see the movie I love. I don't even sit watching it, I just listen to the script and picture it in my head. My favourite movie of all time ever is probably a movie none of you ever heard of, not for surprising reasons. Because it's a movie that flopped and bombed completely at the box office. It's a movie called The Big Lebowski. Absolutely the best movie ever made. I'd suggest you watch it. It is hilarious. It is a commentary on life. It spawned a religion called Dudism. It is a secular religion called Dudism. I can tell you something about Dudism. It's got everything that Christianity lacks. Compassion, care, kindness, non-judgmentalism, and it revolves around this lazy guy played by Jeff Bridges, one of the best actors I've ever seen in my life. He's a misfit, unemployed, living in Los Angeles, extremely lazy guy. And he gets into a situation that is hilarious, where some thugs mistake him. He shares the name with one of the richest guys in Los Angeles, same surname, Lebowski. And these two idiots come and rough him up instead of the other Lebowski, the rich Lebowski, that they wanted to rough up. They go to him by mistake. He's just this bum living in an apartment, pretty much like this one. And he is very aggrieved by this. After they shove his head down the toilet, asking him for the money that he doesn't have. And eventually one of the clowns whips his prick out and takes a piss on his carpet. His rug, he's got a rug in his room. And this guy pisses on it. And this obviously pisses him off. He calls himself the dude. And the dude doesn't normally get pissed off about anything. He's just such a laid-back guy. So this obviously upsets him. And then he realizes that he's going to go, or he makes it his mission to go to this other Lebowski, the rich man, the old rich guy, to tell him about this, that they pissed on his carpet, thinking that they were pissing on the rich guy's carpet and that he feels entitled to compensation for his carpet, which he did have the right. So, but if they want to go piss on your carpet, and they go piss on some other guy's carpet, thinking that it was your carpet, then you got to compensate that other guy. Okay, that's it. So that's the story of the Big Lebowski. It's hilarious. It's by the Coen brothers. The Coen brothers are the best movie producers of all time ever in history. If you haven't seen Fargo, that's one of theirs. It was incredibly, absolutely, totally brilliant. No Country for Old Men, not their most humorous movie. Most of their movies are very dark humor. No Country for Old Men is actually very disturbing. Crazily disturbing, but insanely intelligent movie. So I love those movies. Before Barfly was my favorite, I suppose. Yes, Barfly, Francis Ford Coppola's best work ever. You all think Apocalypse Now was his best work. No. It was a brilliant work. But Barfly starts Faye Dunaway, who won an Oscar award for it, and Mickey Rourke. And both Mickey Rourke and Francis Ford Coppola don't realize that was their best work. Mickey Rourke was embarrassed about Barfly. It's about Charles Bukowski. It's an actual story, based on a true story. Charles Bukowski, the writer, who spent his whole life seeking refuge in bars. He literally shunned society. He took refuge in bars, became an alcoholic, but he wrote the most incredible things ever written. One of the most profound things he wrote was, some people never go crazy. What truly horrible lives they must live. Think about that. So Bukowski, yes, he's my absolute favorite of all time author. Big Lebowski, my favorite of all time book. And another really good movie. Last night, I want to just spend time talking about movies and things. But the other really absolutely outstanding, most incredible movie you can ever see is The Fisher King. That's not the Coen brothers. That is actually Terry Gilliam produced it, from the Monty Python fame. It's had Robin Williams and Jeff Bridges again. Jeff Bridges is a fantastic actor. Robin Williams, Jeff Bridges again in a movie where Jeff Bridges is a hotshot disc jockey, and one day he says something very stupid on the radio when the guy calls in. Poor loser guy, always calling in, and Jeff Bridges says he mentioned that he went to the crank on the line said he went to some very posh place called Babbitt's in New York, the place to be seen, and he felt out of place there, and like he was rejected, and he was like freaked out about this, going to this Babbitt's yuppie, would be the equivalent in Cape Town of one of those long street fucking places. So, or the waterfront, Bertie's Landing or something. So, he on the air, and Jeff Bridges says to him, look, he says, those people are all inbred. He says, they only make with their own kind. You can't go there. I've told you, you don't fit in there. And he makes some irreverent remark about they should be killed. You know, you make a stupid joke like that. And the guy did go to Babbitt's and kill people. That was Robin Williams. He went off his head and he killed people. Sorry, it wasn't Robin Williams. Robin Williams was in the restaurant with his girlfriend, and the nutcase came in and killed Robin Williams' girlfriend, plus a pile of other people. And it's how this disc jockey, that event, when he hears about it, he becomes a bum. He can't do anything. He's finished, fucked up. He's got some woman looking after him, and he's an absolute wreck, post-traumatic stress wreck. And another hobo meet each other, and that's Robin Williams. Robin Williams doesn't know that Jeff Bridges was the DJ that caused his girlfriend to be shot, and Jeff Bridges doesn't know that Robin Williams is the guy whose girlfriend he caused to be shot. So neither of them know these things, and they don't know it till later in the movie, and how their friendship develops. And when Jeff Bridges realizes, he finds out who this guy is. He was a very dynamic stockbroker before, and after losing his girlfriend, he lived on the streets. He's a total hobo. And after he realizes who this person is, he tries to help him, and he thinks he can give him money. And then he tries to arrange a girlfriend for him, and everything, he's trying to clear his conscience, because he realizes that his actions, those careless words of his, derailed this guy's life. And how good he feels when, after he thinks he's helped Robin Williams, he thinks now his conscience is clear, he's helped him organize a girlfriend, he's given him money, which Robin Williams gave away instantly. Gave it away immediately. And it's a fantastic movie, so watch that. And another Jeff Bridges movie I would really, really like to recommend you watch is The Men Who Stare at Goats. That's also got George Clooney in, for the less intelligent people of you. You can watch it for Clooney's sake then. But it's an insanely good, clever movie. It's all about a military unit that used to be on psychedelic drugs. The United States actually thought they'd bring them in. And see, it was a hippie squad. And they said, well, we're going to see what we can do with these guys to tap into their sort of psychedelic kind of life and the drug thing, and can it be used for the military? Maybe hippies can be deployed in the army. Maybe there is something. So they had the secret squad, and it's true, they did. And these guys used to do mind exercises, and they could actually, basically, that's where it's a horrible thing. That's where the title comes from, The Men Who Stare at Goats. They could actually kill a goat by staring at it. That's the kind of power of observation. They call themselves Jedis. They had powers. They developed powers. There's no question about it. It happened. And it's another movie that is have you, some of the scenes will absolutely kill you. They are so funny. Some of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. But also a movie that is actually hectic. Very, 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 very hectic. Not stuff you should really be laughing about, but you can't help laugh about. So I'd recommend some movies. I'm not just going to be here moaning and griping. See if you can get them. I don't think you'll see them on Netflix. But see if you can rent them off some other site or pirate them like I do. Go to a place called Put Locker. Putlocker. Put Locker. Go there, and you just type the title of the movie in, and it should come up. Sometimes your internet security will try and block you from going on the site, but just tell them to piss off when they put their window up, go. The site won't break your computer. It's got some spam and some adverts and shit like that, but it's not going to fuck your computer up. You can clean your computer after that. It's very easy. In fact, I've also got a way for you who do struggle with computers and you have problems at home. Let me know in the comments below. I'll send you a link to a site that will clean your computer up for free. Totally for free. And you'll have a new computer. So if you do venture, and for those of you who venture where you shouldn't, and let's face it, there are a lot of people who do, at least what this does is it clears those tracks completely. It burns them off properly, and it just makes your computer faster, because it just gets rid of all the crap that makes your computer slow. So if you want to have that stuff, the one thing I can tell you verbally what it is, like hopefully fucking pay me to advertise it, it's called CC Cleaner. CC Cleaner, and it's free. You can download it for free. They obviously try and tell you must buy the upgraded version, but you don't have to. So that's a free site. And then the other one is called Fix Win. Or Win Fix. But as I said, drop a comment below and I'll... Wait, let me have a look. I'll tell you what that one's called. It's called Fix Win. Fix and then win as in Windows, but just win. And then what you do is you go to Fix Win, you download they got like a medical first aid box file that they send you, and all you do is you run all those little things that take seconds, sometimes 2-3 minutes maximum, to fix each part of your computer up. And it's totally free. They keep this kind of thing hidden from people. You don't even have to go to a computer shop ever again just because you've watched this far. I promise you, you're saving yourself thousands. They charge you $250 every time to clean your computer. You can do it for free, but you can send me 25 Rand every fucking time you do it, okay? I'll give you my PayPal details. Anyway, notice my number plate, yeah. A lot of you, and I said it on Facebook, that I actually had a number plate from Kevin Bloody Wilson himself. I bought it off his daughter, Jenny Taylor. There it is. DILLIGAF. It's my most prized possession. It's going with me to the West Coast, and I'm going to put it on my front door. My front door. And I'm going to write under there, fuck off as well. Anyway, so I hope you're enjoying this. I'm just rambling here. Pick up the next piece of paper. What did I say? Yeah. Nothing there. I've already repeated it. My filing's terrible. I can't. See. Oh, that's some stuff here. Yeah, well, as I say, I'm finished with the videos that take hours and hours and hours. I'm very proud of the productions. You know, very, you got no idea how difficult it is to produce a video. You got absolutely no clue. But anyway, the reason I'm going to go to this format, and maybe on the West Coast I'll have a better studio, but maybe you see some sea in the background or sitting in front of a window or something. But I think the new format for me on this is maybe once a week, just to talk about general things like I'm doing right now, whatever comes into my mind. I'm thinking maybe if there's enough interest in it, there's a format I've seen on YouTube where a guy just sits and takes phone calls. Anybody can phone. And I think I might open up that one on a Monday coming maybe in 2 weeks' time. And I'll set up, I just don't know what technology I need, but you can then call into this, what the fuck they call this thing, a podcast, I suppose, yes. And then I'll answer your phone call, and you can tell me I'm a cunt. You tell me you don't like me. You can tell me you like me. Either way, you ain't going to have much luck getting a response from me. So, I'm thinking of that too. Fuck it. Joe Rogan can do it. We all know he does this. Alex Jones can do it, and we all know he also does this. I'm going to get on to Alex Jones now. And if John McAfee, rest his soul, if he could do it, so can I. He also did this. Common denominator. 3 very good minds. Not saying my mind belongs there, but unfortunately, and a lot of people hate me for it. I can't help it. I do, and I have. I know I have. I've got an IQ that is a fucking burden. Terrible fucking burden. As I say, I'd love to watch Formula 1. Get excited about crap, I can't. Yeah, my IQ's right up there with the scary, dangerous and of IQs, which is a fine line between sanity and insanity at times, and I do cross the line. I don't know which side of the line I spend most of my time on anymore. I don't actually care. But the point is, I got fairly far, and I can't help it. It's part of my shoe size is an 11. My fucking IQ is 180, okay? That's what it is. Not once, twice. We tested plenty times. Went for a job interview the one time, and the guy looked at me, and it was at SAF Marine. Just after I came out of the army, and I didn't really, I thought, fuck, I can't fit in anywhere. I'll rather just I'll just go to sea. Yeah, I got rejected. You know why he rejected me? He called me in. He refused to put me in. He said, because you're IQ. What do you want to do? What do you want to do here? I looked at him and I said, oh, that's stupid. He said, no, hold on, I can see you. No, I didn't mean that. He said, on the contrary, I would be failing you if I employ you. I'm not going to employ you. You need to be out there. So he said to me. You all think life's random, man. I don't know. I remember every incident. I remember every significant incident and every significant conversation. And that was a life-altering path for me. One of the many crossroads that I came to that I didn't know which way to go. And I ended up taking all the choices I didn't hear. I'm sitting now talking shit to you. That was the message I got when I got to Jerusalem that day on the rock. Didn't really, I don't think I put it in the video, but fuck you too. I know very few of you even watched it. But the point about when I got there to the Holy of Holies where God created man from dust, that was the first thing that the voice said to me. Every step you've taken, every step, and everything has happened. If one of those things hadn't happened, you wouldn't be standing here right now. Which is kind of obvious, it's logic. But it was a broader point of it was to accept what happened in the past. Don't live in the past. Don't question yourself. Don't say I should have. Fuck that. Please, don't waste your time on that, please. I should have, I could have, I would have. Oh, go away. Someone starts with that, I've got to walk out of the company. I can't take that pitiful. That's a fucking moron of a note. I feel like George Best. George Best. Footballer. Most brilliant right-wing footballer. Welshman. Piercing blue eyes, dark hair. Womanizer. I think it's legend that he bedded every single Playboy playmate for a whole year. Every one of them from January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, missed December. Apparently he did that. And he came up with one of the wisest, most fantastic comments. You know, where Charles Lebowski said some people never go crazy. What truly horrible lives they must lead or live. I say lead sometimes. George Best proved that point. Because when they asked him, because he lost all his money, he gambled. He womanized. He was notorious for getting absolutely blind drunk. And he just went on a rampage with his money, burnt all his money, lost everything. So they asked him how he felt about it. He said, well, yeah, I spent millions on wine, woman, and gambling. And the rest I wasted. I absolutely love it. It's one of my philosophies. I think it's absolutely fantastic. That one, and the one I saw Clint Eastwood say when he was Dirty Harry Callahan, and some guy gave him some threat about what he's going to do to Dirty Harry Callahan, and Harry Callahan said to him, he said, yeah, well, opinions are like arseholes. Everybody's got one. I love that one as well. What else did I say? Enough of that. I think this has gone on long enough. I'm not going to talk too much. No. The main thing that I'm going to want to talk about is America. What's going on in the United States of America. I got involved in there was a case of a little girl that after a party about 2 weeks ago, disappeared, and it blew up. It's a massive story in America. Her name is Kylie Rodney. Now, I've just been observing the way this case has been handled, and it's scary. I can make a full documentary on it. It is, and I think I might. It's quite easy to do because it's current and there's a lot of material, and I might just do it because it's this case goes beyond just the disappearance of a girl, and subsequently she has been found, and she was found in a motor car at the bottom of the lake. And what happened? Wow, what happened? Everyone is trying to write it off as an accident. Law authorities are trying to say it was an accident. She got drunk, took a wrong turn, drove into the pond. And that's what everybody wants. Everybody's saying that. But this was a party where underage children and teenagers were given drugs and alcohol by adults, by people from, obviously considered an adult 21 up. The law enforcement authorities in that area, I watched their conferences, press conferences, there's something wrong with those people. There is something seriously wrong. They look like absolute zombies, and they talk like zombies. Something very sinister going on there in America. But the main thing that is striking me is that everybody wants this just to be a tragic accident, which it's not. There's some terrible stuff in the background that everyone's ignoring, and guess what they're calling it? A conspiracy theory. Here's a girl that's been murdered, and because they don't like to hear, or potentially murdered, and it's 99% certain that she was, that people are now at the stage, because they don't like this truth, they don't even want this truth to be even discussed or even investigated. It's just a conspiracy theory. Let the girl's family grieve in peace. Yes, and let fucking murderers get away with murder. What is going on, people? That people, because they don't like the sound of something, just don't like the sound of it, will write it off as a conspiracy theory and let people get away with murder. Do you want that on your soul? You want that on your conscience? Huh? What has gone wrong? I want to repeat myself. I told you. What did they put in those fucking needles? Because I can't believe what I'm seeing. And you can't get through to them. They get aggro with you when you say to them, hey, what if it was a murder? Are you happy to close this case now and, it's okay, it was just a little accident? Huh? What's that going to do to America in future? Who are you supporting? You're supporting fucking murderers, and they're going to come for you. Your country is dead because of political correctness and this new evil that the CIA created 50, 60 years ago. It's a conspiracy theory. Folks, the human race has run its course, and it's best you realize that. Not going to get better, only going to get worse. And you find yourself and get yourself into a place where when the shit really comes down, and that could be any day now, any month now, any year now, if we're lucky, you better find yourself in a place where you're surrounded by people that are real. People who know the truth. People who can see this coming and are making plans to deal with the absolute hell your cities are going to become. They're going to become hell. You ever saw that movie Leaving New York? I think it was made in the 80s or 90s, big budget movie about trying to escape New York during anarchy, during time where there is no law. Go have a look at that movie. That was not a movie, it was a documentary. Very fantastic action, lots of blood and gore. But how this chap tries to get out of New York to escape the chaos, the lawlessness, the madness. That's what's coming. All because the truth, when the truth dies, society dies. And I'm afraid that the truth died in 2020. We were sold a massive lie. A massive lie. For a reason. And that reason is they managed now to inject 90% of the morons and now have their minds under control. Yep. That's what it is. So, I hope you enjoyed this. I try to make it light-hearted in the middle and end it on a bit of a somber note, but that's enough. I've had enough now. I'm tired. I've got a headache. The glare from the screen in front of me is even too bad. Let alone those ones on the right there. So I think it's about enough for me for this one. Let me know if you want to see more, if you want to let me write down my thoughts and share them with you maybe every Monday, once a week. Let me know if you want me to do that. Or don't. As I say, may fishing soon. Hopefully. On the west coast. I'm going to be spending most of my days outside in the sun. I'm not behind this fucking computer anymore. Unfortunately, the current environment I'm in is really, it's just not a hell of a lot to do where I am at the moment. And my lifestyle, I intend changing my lifestyle. I have to. I'm always been an outdoor sports guy. And that's what I need. I don't need to be sitting in front of a computer assaulting my brain all day. When you're outside fishing, your brain gets a break and your body gets a bit of a workout, so you've got to get a balance. So I'm going to be doing that. Pumping prawns, pumping bloodworms, hopefully reeling in big monster fish. Stuff like that. Cheers. Over and out. Let me know if you want to hear more. I'll be back next Monday, maybe.